people. Sasa msichana amechelewa shamu dema. I got to look so stunning. I'm so jealous. And then you know you're wearing almost the same earrings. Yeah, so this is a vlog of, if you can see the title, it's just about booking flights. Let me put on my wig for now. This is embarrassing. I'm sorry guys. Anyway, hello, hope you're doing well. Please subscribe. Now what are you buying with Yangu? How you book flights, where you can track your flights. Do you book on agencies? Do you book online using those agencies? I'm gonna book using the airline itself. I'll tell you my experience as we go along. What's the the date on a book? Of course, the date when you're booking your ticket is going to definitely affect how much money you're paying, and also the amount of money that you pay also is dependent on the duration of the flight. So for example, a flight that takes 12 hours might be cheaper. Like in Ethiopia, it depends how much cheaper, because Kenya is just like 4 hours away from here. So I don't see why it would make sense for someone to pay 7,000 for a 12-hour flight, and then you can pay 8,500 for 4-hour flight. No, number 9,000, number 10,000 is Sina. Then also something that I realized that I will show you as I'm showing how I booked my ticket is it's very expensive to fly straight to Kenya, and I don't understand why, but I'll get to tell you why in the process. So I had to do rerouting of my flights, and in the process I'm getting some experience in traveling to different countries, so I'll also touch on that and tell you what are the pros and cons to that. But yeah, for now I just need to find your shopping and lafu turn home, do my makeup, then I'll give you the rest of the video. Just going straight into the video, I don't want to waste your time. Let me just tell you one thing first of all before the delay. The flight prices that I saw, literally I panicked, but it just made me appreciate my scholarship, because for the past 7 years they were always booking the flights. I never needed to worry about the amount I needed to pay for a flight. And now that you're an adult, when you become an adult, you need to take care of those things by yourself. Like you get shocked to the point where you're like, what do I do? So this is something that I employ this time around. Hopefully it works for you. This one I was introduced to by my friend. It's using Google Flights to track the flight prices in also the time. So what you do is you just go to your browser, or you write Google Flights, and then you pick that option, and then you put in the date, you put in your destination, and also the origin of where you're coming from, and then it can track the prices for you. So it usually gives you from the least expensive to the most expensive, also with regards to like which airline and all that stuff. Then next we're going to move to where to book and how to book, and looking for options and what's the cheapest, which airlines to take. My experience with some of these airlines. So I tend to go usually for Rwanda or South Africa. So in the beginning when I came, I remember the first time I landed in South Africa, I used kenyaairways. I had the best experience. And then the second time when I came, we started using South African Airways, best experience. And then later on, at some point, I tried Rwanda. I also liked Rwanda. But then as soon as I went back to KQ, yes, Suna Maria, like the drama. First of all, the first time you get to the airport with 2 bags, wanakwambia, oh sorry, you cannot go in with both bags, you need to pay for the other. That was the first one. Second time, they booked a return flight for me. When I get to the airport, I'm being told, oh, the flight is full. But I'm like, why is the flight full and I'm supposed to be on that flight? You understand? The other time, it was that particular time that they put me on another flight actually. So they put me on a connecting flight through Zambia. They lost one of my bags, in which I only got 3-4 days later. So for me, it's always been a negative experience with KQ. And I wouldn't advise anyone to go to KQ, especially also because they are very expensive, as you can see from those flight prices options compared to the other flights. And now South Africa has come back into the market, but then now they have that connection with Kenya Airways. They're also pretty expensive, so I also learned to stay away from that at the moment because my money is my money and I need to save. So I'd rather go for Rwanda or Ethiopia, which is like a better option in the sense the only issue with Ethiopia is you always have to connect. A flight from South Africa to Nairobi is 4 hours 5 minutes, sometimes 3 hours 55 minutes, which is like here, right? It's like the problem is with Ethiopia, you connect. I think it's usually, it fluctuates. I know people have told me they've had to connect for wait for 9 hours before the next flight. I cannot do that to myself. And then Rwanda, the best thing I like about Rwanda is at least it's just 1 hour and 30 minutes, or maybe because the airport is a little bit tiny, so you don't waste time there. They don't want you guys to waste time there. So those are always my two options, and they always work out to be the cheapest one out of this other one, simply because of the connecting factor in it. The differences in the booking date. So the earlier you book your flight, so for example you want to book your flight for December in October or August, the cheaper it's going to be. Now if you wait to book your flight later, then you're going to pay even twice the amount. Case in point, when I went home in April, so I passed through Tanzania, I had gone with a one-way ticket because and then this also takes me back to KQ. So last year when I did not go home, those COVID issues, and then I had to move my tickets, you can just click on this link and watch the video. So the predicament that came also created a negative rapport between me and KQ, just more or less increasing it. So this April when I went home, the ticket that I didn't use in December, I went home with it in April, and it was a one-way ticket, okay? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna book my return flight ticket when I get home. Who's Jane? Procrastination. I'm supposed to leave the next day to go to come back to South Africa, so that was the 3rd. Was I not booking my flight? And then in the process my mind changed, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go home tomorrow. So the 3rd was Monday. Oh, the 2nd was Monday because it was a holiday. So I changed my mind. I was like, oh, I'm going home tomorrow, which was the 1st. Did I not book my flight at 10 in the night? And that's when I actually realized it's much easier also booking your flight using this online stuff. And Jackie, my friend, was the one who actually convinced me, because I was also a bit scared of that. Though you need to also factor the fear factor in it as well. So I was like, okay, I booked my flight. She had booked a return flight from Dar es Salaam for 3,000, I think so. I was paying 4,000, no, was it 5,000? So you see, that also brings a problem. So the earlier you book, the better, and the cheaper it is for you, and the more you save your money. Also the travel dates, I realized the travel dates also affect the price of the ticket. As you can see, when I was checking differences in booking different dates and the different prices that it brought for me. And then something else that also affects the flight prices is the duration of the flight. So, isn't it, I wanted a return flight. I would have gotten a return flight for 7.6 using Rwanda. But the catch is this. It takes me 12 hours to get to Kenya. Why would I pay 7,600 to go to a place which is 3 hours, 5 or 4 hours away from here? So I would rather stay away from that. Instead of choosing that, let me rather pay the 8.5 9k to get me home in time. But the thing is, do I have that 8.5 9k? Now this takes me to my solution. I'm going to be talking a lot about the visa and also knowing people, you see, because now when I was sitting down, I was like, okay, let me see. I have someone in Kigali. How much is it to pay a ticket to Kigali, straight to Kigali, and then connect using a bus going to Nairobi? Because it's more expensive to fly into Nairobi than it is to fly to any of the rest of the East African community countries. So that is, for me, Kigali in Rwanda, Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and Kampala in Uganda. So I was like, okay, what do I do? First, I know someone in Kampala, and my friend is supposed to be having a wedding celebration in Kampala in January. I was like, okay, let me see. Do I go to Kampala? I was like, no, but I know a couple of people in Dar es Salaam. So I reached out to my friend and shows me I'm coming, because I cannot afford to pay money straight to Nairobi. So I'm gonna connect to Dar es Salaam. That means I still also get to see her. I still get to experience the traveling as well. And then, so that's my going flight. So I'm gonna pass to Tanzania, and this is how much money I paid for the ticket. So after I've confirmed my payment, what are they saying? Yep, we got a notification, 3,722 and 25. So I'll just take you through the process of booking for that flight. The price for the ticket is actually 1,297, and then taxes and fees 2.4. That's where you pay. Oh my god, this is bad. But anyway, hand luggage 1 times 7, 2 times 23. What is this? Lost bag. Hi Bana, if they lose my bag, then you will see 500 USD hour. These people will find ways of making money. Flexi ticket, no thank you. Cancellation. I'm not cancelling. I already know what I want. 6 hours. Okay. So confirm. No thanks. Select an option. I don't want a flexi ticket. I'll go without, thank you. Continue. Okay. Why are they charging prices on tickets? I've never seen this. Okay, aisle number 20. 21. I want a window seat. Okay. What is unavailable? Okay, the grey ones are unavailable. The blue ones are available. We use cookies. No. Next. Planted to Dar es Salaam. Oh, this is a smaller plane. But anyway. 15, 16. I'll get to experience it. Maybe I'll know what it feels like. So wait, they actually increase the amount of the ticket. Check in. What? Leave the hassle behind and avoid the wait at the airport. We'll check you in and send your boarding pass. No. Airline plus ticket delay compensation. Compensation for delays or cancellations. Why am I getting it? I'm finding it tricky to book with these people. They want extra money. I want to see total to pay. That. Okay, we're stopping here. So I'm gonna try book through the airline itself, because now this is like 4,000. No thank you. taxes. Yo, continue.
Now I wake at night, wishing you were by my side, wishing you were still here with me. Saying goodbye is always so hard. Why don't we just stay here for one day longer? One more minute, one more hour.
So see, it's much easier booking through the airline than it is booking through those other people. Don't know why they charge me extra services. 4,000. My flight ticket moves from 3,000 to 4,000. Transaction in progress. Oh my god, I'm going home. So after I've confirmed my payments, I'm sure they're going to send me my tickets. The catch is also here. In terms of the administration factor of it, I know people, so it's easy for me to get accommodation. It's easy for me to actually spend a day or two and not move from one point to another immediately and then just have fun with my people, right? But now if you don't have that option, I don't know if the solution might work for you. You understand? So I have the option of taking a bus from Dar es Salaam to Mombasa, which is like, let me see, around about 8-9 hours. And then from Mombasa, I take SGR to Nairobi, which is going to work out cheaper and whatnot. The whole process is going to work out cheaper for me, which means I also get to experience the SGR, which I want to vlog about. You see, especially because I vlogged about you taking the cow train in the previous link up here in the previous video. Or the other option is go to Dar es Salaam, go to Arusha, just 12 hours away on a bus. Then I connect using another bus 6 hours to Nairobi. So that's the solution I got. Paying 3.7 is such a bargain for me. So I'm actually technically saving money here compared to paying 7, 8, 9, 10, 15,000 to go to Kenya. I don't even understand these people. What works for me is the fact that I'm East African, right? As soon as we got the East African passport, traveling around those countries became so much easier. So in a sense, it's actually helping us because I don't need a visa. So that means I'm taking out the expenses for booking for a visa out of the whole process. Just show up with my passport, my Kenyan, my East African passport. So I think maybe for other people like across other parts of the continent, maybe West Africa, the other regional blocks, you can check and see, okay, if maybe it's more expensive, for instance, to fly into Accra or fly in your own city, and it's cheaper to connect to another place, and then there's like a bus system which is road system or other forms of transport which is easier for you to use, then you can take that option, because in the end of the day you're saving money. Sure enough, it's a lot of administration, but I'm looking at it in the sense that I still get to travel and see my friends in the process, right? So having that East African passport, I'm telling you, that's the one thing that as ESC people we got right. So this is where I was a bit, I get a little bit skeptical, and this is where the fear factor in it and all of it comes in. Do you book through all the sites? Isn't the ones I'm showing here, like Cheap Flight? I know I booked through Cheap Flight when I was coming from Tanzania in April. I was a bit scared. Like, okay, do you book through those people? Though the one that I told you about in the beginning of the videos, I was showing you the process of booking my flight. Those other options that we're giving, like, oh, Sudri, Flexi, tickets, really if you lose your bag and all those things, those tariffs add up. And if you saw, it actually added up to a point where I was paying more money than I should have if I booked straight from the airline. So there's that fear of, okay, do I trust these people? I've never booked through them. And then number two, there's also that fear of you're paying more money than you should if you're booking straight from the airline. And also, like, when it comes to agencies, I think for me, because having had experience with booking for agencies when I was still in my scholarship, is you take away a lot of admin and a lot of administration. Also, there are people working there looking for money. But if you're someone who's just starting life, you don't have those extra coins to actually put into paying more money for a ticket flight, it's better for you to do yourself. But the best thing is they come into the process because they remove so much administration for you. Oh, now but 2%, and then you get your ticket. There's that option of booking through booking straight from the airline. I personally, if I'm booking for myself online, I'd much rather book through the airline, because why am I paying for those extra charges? The airline is actually supposed to make sure that you protect your bag, any baggage or luggage of yours. You're trusting them with it. So paying for those extra fees in terms of, oh, there's a ticket cancelled and whatnot, it's a safer bet, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know, paying for a flexi ticket, I think this is a better option, in the sense that, for example, if I want to book my ticket for December in January, all right, which means I'm gonna be booking for an extremely cheaper flight, I don't know what's going to happen in December. So do I want to lose all that money? No. So I'd rather go for a flexi in that particular moment. Or if I'm booking in July or something like that, I'd rather go for a flexi in that particular moment, because then that means I'm saving up on the 7.5, 8.5 just by paying an extra maybe $1,000 or 1,000 rand, or maybe 600-700 rand. No, so it's just a matter of playing games and also seeing where does your money fit in more, because I'm all about saving money. Return flight, and this is where also the trip changed. So isn't my friend is supposed to have a wedding celebration in Kampala on the 5th. I'm supposed to be back to work on the 9th in South Africa. So I was thinking, okay, sure enough, I'm gonna take a bus from Nairobi to Kampala. There's no I'm paying for a flight because I don't have the money for it. And also it's an experience using the bus, right? I've used it once before. It wasn't such a bad experience. So I'm gonna take the bus to Kampala. So my dilemma was, do I go back to Nairobi, right, and fly out of Nairobi to Johannesburg, or do I go straight from Entebbe to South Africa, Entebbe in Uganda? And looking at the prices, then again, I'm also going to show you through the video just to compare the prices. Best thing about booking through the airline as well, if you can see from the UG airline, they give you options of when the flight is available and when it's not available, and also like the price. So there's not much difference. It's like $217. 5 hours, that's more or less like a direct flight. And there you go, confirmation of ticket booked. I'm sure they'll send it. So if I want to get it via my email, I just do that. Print. Oh, they don't send it on email. Well, this is much easier. Just print NTB to Josie. Saved, and we're done. That's how you do it, and you saved money. Definitely it was more expensive for me to fly out from Nairobi into Johannesburg than it was for me to fly out from Uganda into Johannesburg. The only issue with the Ugandan flight as I was booking it, so this is where also again I think I should have rather gone the route of booking through the agency than booking through the airline, because the airline, the prices is on a dollar-based basis, and that is affected by what's the rate on that day. I could have paid for the flight as they were advertising it. As you saw, they were saying it's 3.9, right? But when I paid for it, I paid 4,072. So that means the rate on that day, the USD, was different. So if I'd gone the route of picking through those agencies that I showed you, I would have paid between 3.8 to 3.9, which means my total flight ticket would have been between 7.3 to 7.6, right? That 7.3 to 7.6, remember the administration part is now where I'm going to be suffering. But it helps me because I'm going through other countries and I'm experiencing and I'm traveling. I get to see my friends, I get to celebrate with my friends, you understand? Unlike paying for a ticket 9,000, 8,000, 10,000, and I'm only flying straight from one point to another without even having to experience all the other things that I've been explaining through the video. So as you saw, I took you through booking my ticket. You got to see the price comparisons. You got to see how you can track your tickets, which sites to use. You got to see how you can book for your tickets. Do you go through the airline, safer bet, or do you go through the agencies? Also safer bet depending on people's experiences, and also do you have extra money to give to those people and all those things, right? So I hope you learned something from this video. Actually, I don't know if there's anything that I'm missing. I don't think so. The biggest information from this would be for someone like me or us East Africans. It will be much easier because we don't need visas into those countries. And also I'd like to think probably it's easier to fly into Tanzania because of the SADC thing, the SADC business that they have. So it's just seeing, okay, where would you go? Does your visa apply? That you need a visa for that country or not? Can you fly straight there and experience a little bit for a day or two while saving money or things like those? Do you know people in those places so that you don't end up paying for accommodation, because those are other extra expenses? Are you willing to sit in a bus for 12 hours, 6 hours and do all those things? I would much rather take the option of sitting in a bus for a total of 18 hours than paying for a ticket, which I'm only going to say 500 Rand, and take 12 hours to go to a particular place, you see. So yeah, that's been it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment in the comment section if you want to see more of these videos. Also tell me anything else that you want to see from me. Please tell me, don't be shy. Like the video, do share as widely as possible. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah, 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 mwah. Done.